Was the worst year for a lot of us for our mental as well as physical health. So joining us this morning is best-selling author, coach Lisa Goldenthal.
Hello and welcome. I'm Lisa G, your host. You're at the top of your game, yet the game is changing faster than ever. Strategies that got you here aren't the ones that'll keep you here. The pressure is relentless, and the fear of obsolescence looms large. That's why I'm here. Welcome to the new podcast series, Disrupted: How to Be Gritty and Unlock Performance in Business, Mindset, Wellness, and Success to help you master disruption.
Thanks for coming, and I'll see you soon.
Welcome to Whole CEO with Lisa G. We're so excited. We have the CEO of Do Not Age, a health research organization on a mission to extend a healthy lifespan to as many people as possible. They invest in research to try and solve aging and use their findings to create consumer products that we can benefit from. Alan Graves, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me.
It's such a pleasure. I have to tell you, this is one of my favorite topics right here. So let's dive in for our audience.
Sure.
Let's jump in with what is the difference between our biological age and our calendar age?
Yeah, sure. So our calendar age is the answer to the question, how old are you?
Right.
The answer that we normally give. But the biological age is how old our body is on the inside. So obviously, genetics has a little bit to do with it. So we believe it's around 20%, but that means the other 80% is to do with your environment and your lifestyle and the choices you make. So obviously, somebody that doesn't exercise, doesn't eat right, doesn't take the right supplements, and maybe smokes, drinks heavily, there's a high chance that their biological age is going to be a lot higher than their calendar age. Right. Whereas somebody that does do all the things correct, their biological age will be younger, and therefore we would expect, as a general rule, for them to live longer and healthier.
And how do we know what our biological age is?
So we do have a biological age test kit. It's measured by something called epigenetics. So epi just means on top of. So you have the genome and then the epigenetics on top of it, and it tells the genome what to turn on and what to turn off. And that's how we measure biological aging. So it's come a long way in just the last 15 years, to be honest.
That is so exciting. I'm just all fascinating about studying anti-aging and the lifestyle and the epigenetics. And can you tell me a little bit about NAD? I'm also really interested in that. How can we measure our NAD? And for our audience, can you share a little bit about what that even is?
Yeah, so it stands for a nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide, but you don't need to remember that. There's something inside every single one of your cells. When you're young, you have it in abundance. When you get past 30, it declines in a really big way. And this is a key reason why people feel old and tired and you can't do the things you used to do. It's involved in ATP production, energy. And thankfully, there is something now you can do to put your body back into its youthful and vibrant state. The supplement is called NMN, and it's the direct precursor to NAD. And millions of people around the world are already taking it with great success. They're happier and healthier. But if you want to measure your NAD levels, then we do have an NAD test kit as well. It's very simple. It's a pinprick on the finger. Drop that onto the piece of card. There's a liquid we give you that preserves so that you can then mail that back to our laboratory, which is in the United States. And then within a few weeks, you get your results of how much NAD you've got inside your cells. And then from there, we can give a personalized recommendation as to whether you need to make some lifestyle changes, increase some sort of supplement, or whichever other way you can think of to increase your NAD, because it's involved with sleep, it's involved with exercise. It can be affected again by supplements in a big way. So there's lots of different ways to increase your NAD, and we can help with that.
Okay. Is there any particular dose of NMN that you recommend?
Well, everyone's different. I personally take 2 grams every day. That's obviously I've measured my NAD levels a lot, so that's the perfect amount for me.
Yeah.
But most people start with 1 gram a day. Most people
1 gram.
start on 1 gram a day, and then they only increase it if they feel they need to, because 1 gram a day does a lot, particularly if you're a little bit older, then you'll really feel the effects of just having 1 gram a day. Whereas I think because I've done it for so long and tested so much, I've just really found my optimal range. I think the vast majority of people are just happy with that 1 gram a day because that already makes them feel unstoppable.
Yeah, I've been following David Sinclair and trying to find the right supplements on anti-aging. And what about serotonin? Is that something that we can supplement with too? And why is boosting that important? I think I said it wrong.
Sorry, Steve. Sirtuins. You're talking about sirtuins?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I said it wrong.
It's okay. No, it's fine. Sirtuins are a group of proteins that basically repair your body. So when we're young, they're extremely active. That's why you feel so good when you're young. And by the time you're past 30 years old, your sirtuins have slowed down, the effects of aging become noticeable, and the picture only gets worse as time goes on, as we all know.
Depressing.
Yeah, very depressing, unfortunately. But again, thankfully, there's something we can do about it. First things first, make sure your NAD, as we were talking about a moment ago, is high enough, because sirtuins are NAD dependent.
Right.
So that means they use it as fuel. So if you haven't got enough NAD, your sirtuins will struggle. And then also we can activate our sirtuins. So there's a very popular ingredient called resveratrol.
Yes.
Which activates sirtuin 1. We have SIRT6 activator, which is our own protected ingredient that we created alongside Professor Vera Gorbanova, who's been working on sirtuins and aging for many decades. And it's actually one of our most popular ingredients as well, alongside the NMN.
Well, I can't wait to check out your website. When will aging end, and will it end?
That's a very good question. I guess it depends how you define aging. So some would say it's a loss of optimal function. Some think aging is just the passing of time, and obviously that's never going to end. But I think aging as we know it at the moment, yes, that will definitely transform into something completely different. I mean, the donotage.org members are already seeing that aging can be transformed. So, and to think that where the technology is heading next, there's always more and more science happening. There's more money now pouring into the research. Obviously, we're a big part of that as well. But then you've got the big players like Jeff Bezos. You've got Google. So Jeff Bezos has put $1 billion into Altos Labs. They're trying to solve aging as well. Google have started a company called Calico, which has also got about $1 billion in it. And that's just 2 of the big ones. There's many, many more that are trying to solve all different aspects of aging, because it is extremely complex. Right. So I think we'll see over the next 20 years or so, aging will look extremely different to what it does now. Yeah. We're going to start to see people at 120 years old being normal rather than an outlier.
That's amazing. So are we going to get a microchip or something?
Well, I don't know about that. There may well be. I mean, there's already some technological advancements. So you've got continuous glucose monitors, which is just a little patch that you put on your arm, and it tells you your blood sugar levels, because obviously that's heavily linked to aging as well. But yeah, I mean, the technology from that side will definitely advance. But I think what we're looking at is a more molecular, what can you ingest with your body in order to revitalize it,
So yeah, so blood sugar, you're saying ages us, and obviously, smoking, things like that, environmental things, stress, anxiety. Would you say that contribute to aging as well?
Yeah, definitely. So things like stress and exercise, they are they impact pretty much every health condition known to man. Obviously, exercise impacts it in a small way, but positively, and stress impacts it in a small way, but negatively. So that, particularly considering they're at least cheap or relatively cheap things to do, I would encourage everybody to exercise, particularly resistance exercise. So whether that's weight training, body weight training, using resistance bands, any kind of resistance training is fine. You don't need to be lifting huge weights around. And as for stress, again, just try and, I should practice what I preach on this one a little bit, but just try and remove the stress from your life as much as you can, because it does have huge detrimental effects, like I said, on numerous different diseases.
Well, I would say in the last 2.5 years, if that's any indication, we can't really remove the stress, but I think maybe manage it better with like a mindfulness meditation practice and control the controllables. Because I mean, there's a lot of things happening right now that you can't control, but we can control exercising, we can control mindfulness. And regarding lung capacity, is that another big thing that ages us? Is there anything that is being researched about changing that?
Yeah, so there has been shown to be some correlation between that and longevity and mortality, but it's only a small one. I think it's just a small part to play. And again, it's probably more linked to exercise rather than actual lung capacity for most people.
And so this is so interesting. I'm so glad to find out all this information about you. Where can people find more about the donotage.org?
Yeah, so I was speaking to someone recently, actually, from Marlowe Fire and Security, about, just about how powerful some of the ingredients are. It's a whole new world, once you enter it. And they were saying the same thing, how can I keep up with you and the information you're giving out? It's very simple. You just go to donotage.org, scroll all the way to the bottom, pop your email address in there, and we'll keep you up to date with everything you need to know regarding health, supplements, etc.
Well, I will definitely do that. Thank you so much for being a great guest on Whole CEO with Lisa G.
No problem at all. Thank you.
Thanks, Ellen. This episode is brought to you by Magic Mind. Do more and stress less. With today's uncertain environment, this supplement can help you. I know for me, I have anxiety, ADD, trouble focusing. It helps me focus and gives you more energy, helps you relax, keeps you focused, and helps make you happy. So with today's uncertain environment and everything coming at you right and left, let's try an organic way to manage stress. Magic Mind.